What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, and give me all your takes down below in the comments section. And be on the lookout for the Dodgers Nation Word of the Day. We're giving out over $1,000 worth of cash and prizes this month. All you have to do is spot that Word of the Day. It'll flash on the screen at some point during this video. And once you spot that Word of the Day, all you have to do is go to our About page, email us that word, and you're entered to win. We're giving away over $1,000 worth of cash and prizes. Good luck. Secure that bag, Dodgers Nation. And for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. Whoever said money can't buy happiness probably wasn't a fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers, because the Dodgers, they flexed their financial muscle this offseason. Already one of the best lineups in all of Major League Baseball, and they add the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner in Trevor Bauer. They signed him to a 3-year, $102 million deal. It's more like a 2-year, $85 million deal, because you probably won't see that third year. And because of that third year, it brings the AAV down to $34 million, but he's still getting $40 million this year and $45 million in 2022. So even though the Dodgers had one of the most stacked rotations in all of Major League Baseball, they still went big game hunting, and they got themselves a wild Bauer. Trevor Bauer is going to make this rotation one of the best Dodger rotations in franchise history. And then over the weekend, they re-signed Justin Turner. Justin Turner signed a 2-year, $34 million deal with a team option for a third year. And then the following day, they signed Austin Barnes to a 2-year, $4.3 million contract. So after all those signings, that payroll now exceeds $260 million. And yes, that is almost $60 million more than the second highest payroll in Major League Baseball. And I've seen people out there saying that it's bad for baseball and that the Dodgers are the new evil empire and that the Dodgers payroll shouldn't be higher than the Marlins, Rays, Pirates, Orioles, and Indians combined. Well, the fact is the Dodgers are committed to winning a World Series. And frankly, it's not the Dodgers' fault that there's so many teams out there that don't want to invest. They don't want to go for it and compete for a World Series title. Look, if every team spent like the Dodgers, baseball would be the most popular sport in America. And of course, every year there's only so many big name marquee free agents on the market, but right now there's too many teams in Major League Baseball where it's not even about winning a World Series. They're not even trying to be competitive. So don't blame the Dodgers, because the Dodgers have earned everything they have. Look, they've spent over 100 years building their brand. And Walter O'Malley had the foresight to move to Los Angeles, the second biggest media market, and build the biggest baseball stadium in the country. The Dodgers have managed to maximize their brand, and they're reaping the benefits. Look, the Dodgers are only spending this amount of money because they're making a lot of money. So don't blame the Dodgers. It's your franchise that's unwilling to spend. Look, here's the Dodgers hanging around all these cheap franchises.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
And I don't want to hear, oh, big market versus small market. And yes, that is a factor, but just look at what Peter Seidler has been able to do with the San Diego Padres. Say what you want about the Friars. They are spending money. They are trying to win, and I really respect them for doing that. So now the big question is, will the Dodgers and Andrew Friedman look to shed salary? Will they look to reduce their payroll so they can limit the penalties as much as possible? Well, today in the LA Times, Jorge Castillo wrote a piece about it, and I thought he laid out really nicely. He wrote, as of Sunday, the Dodgers would be charged a 20% tax on overages up to $20 million, another 12% on overages between $20 million and $40 million, and a 42.5% tax rate on all the overages beyond that. The top tax bracket also calls for them to have their first pick in the next draft fall 10 slots. It would go on to say, the breakdown, $4 million in taxes for the first $20 million, over $210 million, $6.4 million in taxes for the next $20 million, and $2.9 million in taxes for being over $250 million in payroll. In total, the Dodgers' CBT payroll and taxes would be about $270.2 million. So when you look at it, we're talking a little over $13 million in penalties for the Dodgers, about $13.3 million, and we're talking the Guggenheim Group, led by Mark Walter. This franchise prints money, and they have to be thinking to themselves, we're going to get fans back in the stands. And by the time the postseason rolls around, the Dodgers are going to make a deep postseason run. Right now, they're the odds-on favorites to not just go back, but to win the World Series. And the Dodgers know scared money don't make none, so they're going to keep pouring money into this franchise and continue to build it up. The machine continues to roll on. Look, the Dodgers don't have just one of the best brands in baseball. They have one of the best brands in all of professional sports, and you continue to build that brand by winning championships, and the Dodgers know that. And yes, you might have to take out a mortgage on a Michelada. We might have to start financing Dodger dogs, but the Dodgers are committed to winning, and this penalty is going to be nothing compared to what they paid in 2015. In 2015, after spending $298.3 million on talent that year, the Dodgers paid $43.7 million in competitive balance tax. So this will feel like chump change. And yes, there are some players that they could potentially move in a salary dump. Guys like David Price, A.J. Pollock, Kenley Jansen, I don't think has very much value. I don't think you'd be able to dump that salary, or Joe Kelly. But if you're the Dodgers, I think you just roll with this. I think you roll with this group, you try to run it back, and then if you want, you can explore some trades during the season if you want to make some salary dumps. Now, the two most commonly mentioned names I've seen as potential salary dumps are David Price and A.J. Pollock. Well, the first one we're going to talk about is A.J. Pollock, and I think the Dodgers need him in 2021. Yes, he didn't have the biggest impact in the 2020 postseason, ended up going 9 for 38, had 2 extra base hits, but he had a breakout year in 2020. He ended up slashing 276, 314, and 566, had a 132 WRC plus, but he was tied for first on the team with 16 home runs. He was tied for fourth in doubles with 9, was tied with Mookie Betts in that category, was fifth on the team with an 881 OPS, fifth in slugging, third in RBIs with 34. And I think what was most impressive about it was how he entered the year. He had considered opting out. His daughter was born prematurely. He had COVID. His wife said, "You don't want to see the Dodgers win the World Series without you." He ends up playing, and he had a very productive season. And remember the big talk this offseason. Andrew Friedman saying the Dodgers were looking to add a right-handed bat. Yes, they re-signed Justin Turner, but they didn't make any other moves. So the Dodgers, they need some power from that side of the plate. And I think keeping Pollo is a no-brainer. I would not look to trade him to shed salary. And then there's David Price. So David Price, he sat the entire 2020 season. And when he last saw action in 2019, he wasn't the lights-out Cy Young winning David Price. He posted a 4.28 ERA in 107 1/3 innings, had a 3.62 FIP, a 13.14 WHIP in 2019. Those strikeout numbers still pretty solid, a 10.7 strikeouts per 9. But I think if you're David Price and the Dodgers, you want to see how he looks. Maybe he's refreshed. Maybe he's reinvigorated as a Dodger. And I think if there was any season where you want to have the maximum amount of depth available, it would be the 2021 season. You go from having a 60-game season to back to 162. You want to have a complement of arms in that Dodgers rotation, and they have so much talent. It's an embarrassment of pitches with this Dodgers rotation. And I think in most years, yes, one of these pitchers would be expendable, and you could consider a salary dump. But this year, coming off that shortened season, considering all the youth in this rotation, look, Julio Urias, Dustin May, and Tony Gonsolin, none of them have pitched over 100 innings in a season. Then Clayton Kershaw, you want to keep him fresh for the postseason. He's also getting older. Hey, it's possible that it's his last year as a Dodger. That's a very real possibility. I think Trevor Bauer is going to be that innings eater, barring injury, and I think Walker Buehler will get back up to 175-plus innings this season if he can stay healthy. So if I'm the Dodgers, I'm already all in on the 2021 season. I'm not worried about the tax. I am fine with it. I'm keeping the depth on this team, and I'm not worried about those draft picks either. Look what Andrew Friedman has been able to do. He picked up Josiah Gray. He picked up DJ Peters in the Yasiel Puig, Alex Wood trade, and you saw what he was able to do just recently by picking up Sheldon Noisy and Alex Vesia. This team is going to find ways to continue to get talent and develop talent. Look, if you ask me what's the single biggest reason why the Dodgers are successful, it's player development. Yes, they have the financial resources to make big signings, but it's what they do after acquiring that player that's led to all this unprecedented success, the golden age of Dodger baseball. They make good players great players, they make great players MVPs, and so on. So I think you don't shed salary, you don't worry about it. I think this upcoming season more than ever, the deepest team will be the best team, and I think ultimately all that depth is why they're going to go back-to-back. But let me know down below in the comments, should the Dodgers shed any salary? Give me a Y for yes or give me an N for no. Who would you give up? And then also, should Major League Baseball have a salary cap? Should they have a salary floor? I want all your takes down below in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see more Dodgers content, smash that like button. We've still got the Dodgers Word of the Day giveaway challenge going on. Dodgers Nation is giving out over $1,000 worth of cash and prizes. All you have to do is spot the Dodgers Nation Word of the Day. You'll see it flash at some point during this video. If you spotted today's Word of the Day, head to our About page, email email us that word, and you'll be entered to win. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. For all latest Dodgers Nation merch, head over to GearUp.LA. Some of the best Dodger t-shirt designs in the game you'll find right over there at GearUp.LA. For all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.